We live in a world that constantly bombards us with messages of positivity, urging us to look on the bright side, stay positive, and good vibes only. While optimism and hope are undoubtedly valuable, the relentless pursuit of positivity can sometimes have unintended consequences. In this video, we'll delve into the darker side of positivity, exploring the concept of toxic positivity and its potential impact on our mental and emotional well-being. We'll examine how the pressure to maintain a positive facade can suppress genuine emotions, invalidate real struggles, and ultimately hinder our growth and healing. We'll also discuss the importance of embracing the full spectrum of human emotions, both positive and negative, and how acknowledging and processing difficult feelings can lead to greater resilience and well-being. And who knows, perhaps by questioning the prevailing narrative of good vibes only, we can pave the way for a more authentic, compassionate, and holistic approach to well-being. Toxic positivity, sometimes referred to as excessive positivity or positive toxicity, is a form of emotional dysregulation that involves the suppression or denial of negative emotions, particularly anger and sadness. It's a phenomenon where individuals or even entire communities prioritize a relentless optimistic look, often at the expense of acknowledging and processing difficult feelings. In social interactions, toxic positivity manifests as the dismissal or invalidation of another person's negative emotions. Instead of offering empathy or support, someone engaging in toxic positivity might respond with platitudes like, "Look on the bright side, just be happy," or "it could be worse." While these statements may be well-intentioned, they often have the unintended consequence of minimizing the person's pain and making them feel unheard or misunderstood. Toxic positivity can be defined as the relentless pressure to maintain an upbeat and optimistic outlook, regardless of the circumstances. This pressure to stay positive can often be counterproductive, preventing individuals from effectively coping and processing negative emotions. The belief that negative thoughts or feelings should be avoided or suppressed is a hallmark of toxic positivity. Even in the face of loss, hardship, or other challenging situations, individuals are encouraged to focus solely on positive emotions, leading to a denial or dismissal of their genuine emotional experiences. This concept of unrealistic optimism has been studied by psychologists for decades, with the term toxic positivity first appearing in Jay Halberstam's 2011 book, The Queer Art of Failure. Halberstam used the term to critique the excessive positivity prevalent in contemporary culture and its potential to hinder authentic emotional expression and growth. The danger of toxic positivity lies in the denial of the full spectrum of human emotions. It creates a false dichotomy between positive and negative feelings, suggesting that one must be chosen over the other. However, this binary approach ignores the reality that both positive and negative emotions are natural and necessary components of the human experience. By suppressing or denying our negative emotions, we risk not only hindering our emotional well-being, but also our ability to cope with adversity, learn from our experiences, and grow as individuals. From a psychological perspective, toxic positivity stems from a flawed understanding of emotional management. It operates under the assumption that positive emotions are inherently good and should always be prioritized, while negative emotions are inherently bad and should be avoided or suppressed. However, this approach is flawed. It creates unrealistic expectations of constant happiness and denies the validity of negative emotions, even in situations where they are entirely appropriate. Dr. Jamie Zuckerman, a clinical psychologist, explains, "The inherent problem with this concept is that we assume that if a person is not in a positive mood, then they are somehow wrong, bad, or inadequate. The problem is that when we invalidate someone else's emotional state, we end up eliciting secondary emotions inside of them like shame, guilt, and embarrassment. This invalidation of negative emotions can have detrimental effects on our mental health. It leads to feelings of shame, guilt, and isolation as individuals struggle to reconcile their authentic emotional experiences with the societal pressure to be positive. While positivity can be beneficial in many situations, it becomes toxic when it's used to deny or dismiss negative feelings. Healthy positivity involves acknowledging and accepting the full range of human emotions, including sadness, anger, and grief. It allows for growth and learning through setbacks and challenges, recognizing that these experiences are an inevitable part of life. In contrast, toxic positivity promotes an unrealistic and unsustainable expectation of constant happiness. It ignores the fact that life is full of ups and downs, and that experiencing negative emotions is a natural and necessary part of being human. Susan Cain, author of Bittersweet: How Sorrow and Longing Make Us Whole, describes toxic positivity as a tyranny of positivity or a positivity mandate that discourages us from expressing the full truth of our emotional lives. She argues that this pressure to be positive all the time can be traced back to historical and cultural factors, such as the glorification of success and the stigmatization of failure. The consequences of toxic positivity can be far-reaching. It can lead to emotional suppression, difficulty coping with stress, and even physical health problems. By refusing to acknowledge and address negative emotions, we may be inadvertently perpetuating or exasperating underlying issues, preventing ourselves from healing and growing. As an antidote to toxic positivity, some psychologists have proposed the concept of tragic optimism, a term coined by Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and existential humanistic psychologist. Tragic optimism involves finding meaning and purpose in life despite the presence of suffering and adversity. It acknowledges the reality of pain and loss while still maintaining hope and a positive outlook. The rise of social media platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook have amplified the prevalence of toxic positivity. These platforms often curate a highlight reel of positive experiences, creating an illusion of perfect lives and endless happiness. While sharing positive moments can be uplifting, the constant bombardment of idolized portrayals can inadvertently create pressure to maintain a positive facade, even when life throws us curveballs. A study on toxic positivity on social media revealed that while sharing positive messages online can be beneficial for individuals with high self-esteem, it can be detrimental for those with lower self-esteem or those experiencing significant challenges. The constant display of positivity can lead to a suppression of negative emotions and distortion of reality, ultimately hindering coping mechanisms and emotional well-being. Social media platforms offer a space for self-expression, but they can also become breeding grounds for toxic positivity. Individuals may feel compelled to present a positive image online to gain approval or avoid judgment, even if it means masking their true feelings. This constant pressure to project positivity can lead to an identity shift, where individuals start to internalize the idealized versions of themselves they portray online, further distancing them from their authentic emotional experiences. The curated nature of social media feeds, filled with seemingly perfect lives and endless positivity, can create unrealistic expectations and exacerbate feelings of inadequacy or isolation. The constant comparison to others' highlight reels can fuel a relentless pursuit of positivity, leading to a denial of the normal ups and downs of life. By recognizing the potential drawbacks of toxic positivity on social media, we can strive for a more balanced and authentic online presence. We can create spaces where both positive and negative emotions are acknowledged and validated, fostering a more supportive and understanding online community. Interestingly, research suggests that gender may play a role in the experience and expression of toxic positivity. A study examining gender differences and levels of toxic positivity among adolescents found that the adolescent girls generally exhibit lower levels of toxic positivity compared to adolescent boys. This suggests that girls may be more comfortable acknowledging and expressing their negative emotions, while boys may be more prone to suppressing or denying them. Another study, conducted by Laura Campbell-Sills and colleagues, further supports this claim. In this study, participants with anxiety and mood disorders as well as control participants watched an emotion-provoking film and then reported their emotional responses. While both male and female clinical participants reported similar levels of emotional suppression, a notable difference emerged in the control group. Males in this group reported suppressing their emotions more than females, suggesting that men may be more inclined towards emotional suppression even in the absence of a clinical disorder. These findings raised important questions about the socialization of boys and girls and the different ways in which they are taught to express and cope with their emotions. Traditional gender roles and expectations may encourage boys to suppress their feelings, while girls may be given more permission to express a wider range of emotions. However, it's important to note that these are just preliminary findings, and more research is needed to fully understand the complex relationship between gender and toxic positivity. Nevertheless, these studies highlight the importance of considering gender differences in emotional expression and regulation, and the potential impact of societal norms and expectations on our emotional well-being. The concept of the American dream, a deeply ingrained cultural narrative in the United States, has a complex relationship with toxic positivity. The idea that anyone can achieve success and happiness through hard work and perseverance has been a powerful motivator for generations of Americans. However, this emphasis on individual achievement and the pursuit of happiness can also create an environment where negative emotions are stigmatized and suppressed. In the 1920s, during a period of economic prosperity, the belief in the American dream was at its peak. The prevailing sentiment was that anyone could achieve success through hard work and determination. This emphasis on individual effort led to a view of unhappiness as a personal failing, a sign that one wasn't trying hard enough or wasn't cut out for success. As a result, negative emotions were often ignored or dismissed. People were encouraged to maintain a positive outlook, even in the face of adversity, and to project an image of happiness and contentment. This societal pressure to appear happy, regardless of one's true feelings, laid the groundwork for the emergence of toxic positivity as a cultural phenomenon. The American dream, while inspiring and motivating for many, also created an environment where vulnerability and emotional authenticity was discouraged. The relentless pursuit of happiness and success often overshadowed the importance of acknowledging and processing difficult emotions. This cultural context, with its emphasis on individual achievement and the appearance of success, inadvertently fostered an environment where toxic positivity could thrive. We've journeyed into the depths of toxic positivity, exploring its origins, its psychological underpinnings, and its pervasive presence in our culture and on social media. We've examined the detrimental effects of suppressing negative emotions, the unrealistic expectations it creates, and the importance of embracing the full spectrum of human experiences. But our exploration doesn't end here. The conversation about toxic positivity is ongoing, and it's up to each of us to challenge the prevailing narrative of good vibes only. By acknowledging and validating our own and others' negative emotions, we can create a more compassionate, authentic, and supportive environment for ourselves and those around us. If this exploration has resonated with you, I encourage you to delve deeper into the research on toxic positivity. Explore the works of scholars like Jay Halberstam and Susan Cain, and consider how their insights can inform your own understanding of emotional well-being. Remember, embracing both positive and negative emotions is not a sign of weakness, but a testament to our strength and resilience. By acknowledging our pain, we can open ourselves up to healing and growth. By embracing our sadness, we can make space for joy. And by accepting the full spectrum of our emotional lives, we can cultivate a more authentic, compassionate, and fulfilling existence. Thank you everyone for watching. My name's The Big Y. Don't forget to drop a like, and if you're new to the Why Not family, a follow. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.